Hello guys, welcome to our channel, Divine Truth Tarot. I am your intuitive guide and your reader, Sarah. If you're new to the channel, welcome and have a look around. And if you're one of my many incredible, amazing, loyal subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I just want to, before I go into this reading, we're going to do just a brief reading this morning. I wanted to discuss a few things. I think as readers, sometimes it can be forgotten that we're on the journey with you and that we're going through very similar experiences. And not a lot of readers will necessarily talk about their fears or their insecurities. So I just want to briefly say that I've definitely been struggling. And there's, what's come up for me is a lot of doubt. Fears about union, doubt about, am I crazy? Am I really on this journey? And these are very normal themes to come up on a twin flame journey. And this is your mind, your ego over your heart, because when I really drop into my heart space, I know exactly what journey I'm on. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly who he is to me. But the 3D is very deceiving at this time. So I just wanted to point that out, that readers, we struggle as well. We are right there with you. We are your equals. And it's not necessarily any easier for us. We just use one of our gifts to be able to help others and assist others. But I feel like one of my strengths is in being able to be vulnerable with you guys and honest with you guys and let you know that I'm right there with you. And I've been struggling for the past week. One of the main things is insomnia. I could not sleep last night until 3 a.m. and then I was awake at 7:30. One of my kitties woke me up and then I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm tired. And I think the fatigue, that's one of the ways that we are attacked is in our dream state or in our sleep. It's like when we have a lack of sleep, then we're not as strong and we're not as immune to the fears and the insecurities. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If anyone is feeling the same way, let me know down below. Share it with each other so that, there's power in sharing. There's power in just speaking it and not keeping it, sort of all to yourself and feeling like you have to go through it alone. So I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just wanting to just share that with you guys because it's been rough. It's been really rough. And I think what I'm realizing is the rougher it gets and the more fears and doubt we have, the closer I believe that we truly are to union. And so we just need to hold strong together, 144,000 strong, support one another as much as we can, continue spreading the light. I know a lot of the world is still asleep. It's exhausting to be a light worker right now because so many people are choosing to keep their eyes shut. If people are choosing to keep their eyes shut, and I need to take my own advice here, I think we need to just let them stay asleep. They're going to have to go through this on their own and they're either going to ascend or they're not. And at this point, I'm not going to say it's not our duty, but it kind of isn't our responsibility. We've really done the heavy lifting, and now we just have to look after ourselves and our own sacred energy. I apologize for the slurping. I hate slurping, but I'm drinking tea right now. So I'm sorry, guys, if I slurp. I know it's an annoying sound, and I just caught myself doing it. So for today's reading, we have the Osho Zen Tarot, and I also have the Hero's Journey Oracle based on Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey. We are going to start, my loves, with the Osho Zen Tarot. Let's go ahead and invite in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. Please be present for this reading. Please surround this reading in a sphere of white protection and golden light. Please surround the cards, this reading, myself, the room, as well as anyone watching this reading. May they be protected. May they be held in this white light and place of healing and place of love, unconditional love, kindness, compassion, acceptance. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's find out what's going on today, guys. What is going on today with the counterparts? I'm really fascinated in the journey right now, because we're reaching such a pivotal point in the journey. So I'm fascinated in what the cards will say about the journey. 8 of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. I've been seeing a lot of Pentacles energy in my personal readings that I'm doing for clients. So I'm finding this interesting. Nine of Pentacles is my single card. Three of Wands is, it can be interpreted as the card of waiting for your ships to come in. And yet there's no waiting. There is waiting, but there's not waiting. We're not actively waiting. It's more like passively, or no, I should say we are actively waiting. We're not passively waiting. It's like we're waiting, but that's not even the right word. I wish there was a better word I could come up with. We are busy living our lives. We're busy, moving our lives forward. We're not waiting on our twins, but we're holding space. That's the best way to explain it. This is like holding space, but in the meantime, we're choosing to experience the passions of our life. We're choosing to experience it with the people who are present in our 3D life, because I feel like a lot of us are realizing we can't ignore the 3D anymore. And the divine wants us to integrate the 3D and the 5D. The divine doesn't want us to necessarily live in the 5D all the time, because then we wouldn't be doing our light work. If we're just in the 5D all the time and we're not bringing it back down to earth or grounding, there's kind of no reward in that. We are here to be humans. We're spiritual beings in a human body, so we're here to experience the human experience. And we can't do that if we're constantly it's almost like spiritual bypassing, if you will. That's what's coming up. So many of us have been guilty of spiritual bypassing. It's like, oh, anger is a bad emotion. You shouldn't be angry, or you should have healed that already, or you have to just forgive. And it's like, how about we feel it until we heal it? How about we allow ourselves, instead of bypassing it, to experience all of it and not label it good or bad? So I'm seeing a lot of this concept of wanting to do away with labels at this time in Earth's ascension process. So just, considering where do you label? Where do others label? What does that actually mean? Because it creates more separation. I see it so much in social media. It's absolutely exhausting. That's why I'm saying pull your energy back on social media channels, because it is, you will get into a war with people who they're literally asleep. Their eyes are not open. Their third eye's shut. They don't want to see the truth. They're going to call you conspiracy theorists. They're going to call you crazy. And those are not the people we need to be engaging with any longer. Those people do not wish to be awake. They wish to stay asleep. So it's going to be a very jarring couple of years for them, especially when we have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and their third eye begins to open. It's going to be very painful and blinding. The truth is going to be blinding to them, because the light is going to be that strong. I think we just need to really all stay focused in our light. So we are over here experiencing what it's like to be a light worker in a human body, and it's becoming very dense and very heavy at this time. Heavy warfare, headaches are present, sinus issues, ear ringing. My tendinitis was off the charts last night. I was receiving downloads. I've been receiving downloads. If I think back to it, I've been hearing voices and receiving downloads since I was little, and just thinking I was crazy. And you don't necessarily, as a starseed and light worker, you don't share those things with people in your 3D world, because you just intuitively know they're going to think I'm crazy, or they're going to put me in a psych ward. And a lot of light workers, Feel Good is one of them. And I'm not here, if you don't, whatever, let's not get into a debate of if you like him, you don't like him. I'm just stating that he was put in a psychiatric ward and, deemed crazy. He was waking up. He was going through the ascension process. And many of us know what that feels like. Suicidal ideations are common in the waking up process. And I feel like that's what a lot of humanity is resisting right now, is they're not able to let go of the false beliefs and the false systems that are crumbling right before their eyes. They're holding on for dear life. They're, doing it in the name of politics, and they're in for a rude awakening is all I can say. We have tried to help them. We have held the light. We've tried to hold space. It's less important now to hold space for those people who don't want to wake up than it is to hold space for the people that are willing to see the truth. So if you have somebody with even a glimpse of hope, talk to those people, because I happen to be lucky and I have a lot of 3D friends who they might not be full 5D, and I can't say that I'm even full 5D, or any of us are yet. But they're willing to consider, they're willing to open their eyes. And that's really all we need. That's all you need to just start delivering a little bit of truth, a little bit of ounce here and there of truth. Sorry, that was kind of a tangent, but obviously needed to be stated. So coming back here, the journey energy. Both twins are experiencing their 3D at this time. Whatever that means. There's passion, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of intensity, okay, afoot right now. A lot of intensity for both twins in different ways. The masculine's experiencing it as, as the world he thought he knew crumbles. The feminine already knew this. She's knew a long time ago that world had crumbled. She's okay with it. In fact, she's inviting the new in. She's inviting the door to the new world, to the new earth to open. She's part of the opening. The masculine's a little bit terrified. He's a little bit scared of stepping forward. He's got one foot in the past still and one foot in the present. What we see here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles is a nice progression, right? The Eight of Pentacles, it's about, this is my hardworking card. This is my entrepreneurial card. This is my self-employment card. And the Nine of Pentacles is my single card. So when these are paired up together, I see both twins wanting to be okay on their own. Both twins having to kind of, I don't want to say prove something to themselves, but having to, or wanting to, desiring to reach a certain place in their 3D physical world, whether that's, their pentacles, their money, wanting a certain number in the bank account, or achieving a certain level of success before coming back together. Now that's an illusion, of course, because work can be done in union. Some twins choose to do a lot of the work in union, and some twins choose to do a lot of the work separate. It's really based on your soul's contract with your twin, and they're all going to be unique and different. So it's impossible to compare your journey to someone else's journey. As tempting as that can be, it can be very detrimental to your mental health. So be mindful of that also, because again, we're all guilty of it, myself included. Well, they got, contact, or they did this, or my twin didn't do this, or my twin did this, or whatever it might be. So we want to be watchful of that right now, because again, there is warfare, and it's very real. It's very real. So the singles card, being, when the masculine steps into this energy of the Nine of Pentacles, he's not that far off from the King of Pentacles. And when the feminine steps into this, she's not that far from the Queen of Pentacles. Remember, this is just energy. The sex, male or female, doesn't matter. This is just the energy, right? The feminine, the masculine energy. We have it both within us. We have it all within us. So let us... Okay, let's go back here. Spirit, tell me more about... Okay. Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles intensity. The Knight of Wands. So we got Wands energy, fire, Aries, Leo, Sag, and Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. A lot of fire and earth energy in this reading. So the Knight of Pentacles, intensity, I talked about passion and intensity. There is a lot of intensity going on right now in the world. There's a lot of intensity happening in our minds. There's a lot of intensity of emotion right now. The boat is getting rocked, and it's going to get rockier. It's not going to get more steady. It's going to get rockier before it gets steady, okay? We're in for a wild ride, so really suit up, belt up, suit up, and understand that we are in control, even though it doesn't look and feel like it. Now, when I have the Nothingness card here, this is the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. This is about going within, going very deep within. It's that concept of I am no one, I am no thing, I am no body, right? No body, no one, no thing. So it's that concept of just going into that vast space where your soul exists, but your body doesn't exist, your name doesn't exist, your title doesn't exist, your money doesn't exist. It's about the eternal soul, the eternal spirit, and the eternal journey that you're on. It's a very, very deep energy. So when I see intensity paired with that, these are kind of conflicting energies, and I'm seeing a lot of conflicting energies coming up even in my personal readings right now. It's like the pendulum can swing one way or the other. There's kind of no happy medium at this time. You're either here or you're here. There's no gray. It's a very black or white right now, in terms of the way we're thinking, in terms of what we're experiencing. It feels very intense. there's a breakthrough that wants to happen. This Knight of Wands wants to come charging forward. This is an energy of anticipated action, anticipated movement, but we're not yet seeing it in the 3D. Even those that are in communication aren't receiving the full courtship, if you will. You're not in full union yet. You may be on your way there, but the twins that aren't in communication are also on their way there. Again, we're just doing things a little differently, but it's the same journey just being done in different ways for different people. So when we have intensity paired with nothingness of the Hierophant, there's an intensity, but it feels like it's coming from the inside, maybe being projected out. So you're feeling it, you're not necessarily experiencing it or living it in the 3D, if that makes sense. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. And I feel like the masculine and the feminine both feel like they're going to burst. Like you feel like you could burst at the seams right now with all the upgrades you're receiving, the light body activations, the ascension symptoms, the knowledge. Okay, you're a knowledge seeker, the truth, the knowledge that's being dropped on you every single day in your dreams, in your waking state. You know, your consciousness is being upgraded, your cells are being upgraded. And as this happens, things are just going to continue to get more and more intense until we reach December. And then I think there's going to be, they're just giving me the plateau. There's going to be a bit of a plateau, kind of like when you do the same workout for a while and your body gets used to it. There will be a bit of a plateau so that we can catch our breath. More Pentacles energy, the Miser. So this is my card, twins, of kind of hoarding your love, hoarding your energy, not opening your heart. So a bit of closed offness here, which kind of goes hand in hand because you feel there's so much intensity that it's almost like we don't know what to do, but we're closing off our hearts. So that's where the fears and insecurities are coming in, and closing off our hearts, you know, to, is this real? Did I make this up? Is this really my twin? Am I really a twin flame? Did I really sign up for all this? Where is this? Like, what is this? What is union? When is it going to happen? What does this all mean? Why did I sign up for this? Was I fucking crazy? So all of these things are coming up and they're just circulating, kind of regurgitating in our minds. That monkey mind is very busy right now. And trying to take us off course towards our union, because union is imminent at this time, even though it doesn't. The 3D could tell you the complete opposite, but you have to go within and listen to your heart. So yeah, the Miser is here to tell us that we need to open up. We need to stop being so stingy with our emotions. So if you've closed off your twin in the 5D, open up a little bit. I know it feels intense. I know it feels very raw. I know it feels scary and painful. Know that if you feel scared, if you feel raw at this time, understand that you're doing some massive healing. Massive healing. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So guys, this is really the energy of the 3D. This is what this reading wants to give us. We have 1 major arcana card, 2 wands cards, and 4 pentacles cards. So very earthy, grounded energy. What's happening in the 3D? Twins are making a name for themselves. Twins are trying to get settled in their own lives, trying to close off their hearts here. But there's an energy of, how can I compromise? How can I not just give but receive? How can I not just receive but give? We have the twins here, right? We have the actual photo of twins. They look kind of pissed off if you ask me. I don't know why they're touching pinky fingers. I wonder what that's significant of. Maybe somebody can tell me. The one guy has a weird hairdo. The other guy doesn't have it. Okay, but regardless, and they're holding different wands, it looks like, are different. They're wearing different robes. So there's a few things different, but their faces are the same. So can you compromise a little bit, twins? Can you open up a little bit more to create a little bit more room for communication and room for movement and growth in your connection? You know, I think it would be a good idea to get really clear on what it is that you want from your twin. I think that's, I'm just kind of pondering the Six of Pentacles, and I think that's kind of what it's speaking to me, is maybe making a pros and cons list, you know, or, and then laughing at yourself, because you're going to realize that your twin is you, and that everything that you dislike about them is actually something you dislike about yourself. They're your mirror. Everything you love about them is actually, you know, things that you could love more about yourself. But yeah, can you create a list of maybe how you can give more? How can I give more to this connection? And if you feel like you have nothing to give, how can I rest more? How can I receive more, right? What will that look like? What do I need in order to feel fulfilled within this connection? Write it out. Write it out. What would the best version of your counterpart look like? What would the best version of you look like? Write those things out and see what happens. So moving over to the the other deck we have here, the Hero's Journey, we have number 33. Ooh, 3-3. Discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. You see how we have the couple here. We have the twins. This reminds me very much of this card. The intensity, the love, the passion is absolutely there. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, I was right. We do have 2 Wands cards. The passion is definitely there, guys. There's no doubt about it. You're experiencing each other in a new way. There's a lot of sensual and sexual energy at this time. And you're being asked to be a badass. Badassery is at hand right now. So the twins are feeling one another energetically on a level that maybe you haven't felt for quite some time. But you might be kind of upset about it, because what I could see happening is you could be distracted, and you're with all this Pentacles energy, you're like, wait a second, okay, I feel them and I know they're over here, but you're kind of closing off a little bit because you're in this place of going within, and it feels so intense and it feels like so much, and you just kind of want to just be in your space. You just want to be in that energy of your own energy. You want to be in that space where, like, you don't want anyone bothering you. Kind of like when you were younger and you were doing your homework and you just wanted to get it done, and a friend wanted to talk and called you every hour. It's like, leave me alone. That used to happen for me. I had a specific time. I was a gymnast, so I had to go to training, and I think I had 2 or 3 hours at night, and then I'd come home. I think I had 2 hours a night, and then every night, 5 days a week, then I'd have to come home, do my homework, and I was in, you know, an accelerated program. I'm doing international baccalaureate school. I had a lot of AP classes, some IB classes, and some honors classes. And it was like, I didn't have any time to waste, but friends didn't understand that. So you're being asked to sort of shut off everything that isn't a part of your journey, and that isn't allowing you to access your superpower at this time. This is in stage 8 of the supreme ordeal. So you're right in the thick of it. You're right in the heart of your journey, twins. You're really being asked to go deep at this time. This really talks about the twin flame journey. There's a quote here in the book. It says, by Jacob Nordby, if you ever meet someone brave and powerful enough to walk with you directly through your most unconscious wounds and shadow caves, someone with the stupefying courage to see through the chinks of your armor and then help you take it off, right? The chinks of your armor, the miser, love them, because they have done something for you which is impossible to do alone. They will show you the treasure you've been seeking all your life, and they can do this because they aren't afraid of your fear. This is about discovering the shadow aspect. We've been talking, this came up yesterday, I think, in both readings, and it's coming up in personal readings, guys. That's a very much a theme that's coming up right now for the twins, is your shadow work. Do your shadow work. Don't be afraid of the shadow. The shadow holds all the gifts. It holds the jewels of your soul. You're infinitely powerful, infinitely wise, infinitely strong, infinitely blessed. And when we block parts of ourself from ourself, we're blocking part of our superpower. We sort of relegate it to this shadow cave. It's like we throw it in there, we throw it into a chest, we bury it, and we put it into the bottom of the ocean, and we try to padlock it, never look at it again. But it's starting to regurgitate up. It regurgitates upon awakening. We start the awakening process, and all of those fears, subconscious wounds from childhood, from when we felt like we were abandoned, neglected, not good enough, or rejected, they all come up. It's that not good enoughness wound that comes up for all of us. So what you're being asked to do here is to allow, this is very much the energy of the compromise and the miser. You're being asked to allow your twin back into your life. You're being asked to allow your twin back into your heart space, back into your soul. Remember that, yes, this journey is intense. And yes, I know you're in this place of going within, trying to align things in your life, and you're experiencing it. It's an intense experience. You're experiencing it together, and Spirit wants you to know that there's so much growth that can happen. Yes, there's growth that can happen when you're single and alone, but there's so much more incredible growth that can happen with a partner, in partnership. So this is about that spiritual partnership that you want to carry over into the physical realm because of all this Pentacles energy. So open the door, twins. Open the door in whatever way you know how. Ask your guides, ask your higher self, talk to your twin's higher self, and open the door back to the love, because there's a lot to be gained here from facing your fears, facing your shadows, facing those parts of yourself that you feel like you hate or you dislike and you just want to run from. Your twin represents the shadow. They will show it. They will blast the shadow side to you until you finally heal it. So we're really, really in the throat, like the belly. What is it? The belly of the whale, the belly. I can't think of it. You know that phrase, we're in the belly of the monster. I can't think of it, but write it in the comments, please, if you guys know what I'm talking about. We are in the throes of our journey right now towards union. It's going to continue to get intense. So we're facing our shadows right now. So tell me how you're facing your shadow in the comments below. I have to run to an appointment, guys. I'll try to create another video later. I'm working on the last of the September readings today and tomorrow. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you for being on this journey, and thank you for being you. I'll see you very soon.